Welcome back to Harmonize Your Life Conversations on Self Care for Women of Color with your host, Dr. Toni G. Alvarado. Well, I'm excited. This is another day for us to converse about this subject of self care. This is the month of March and it is Women's History Month, and I am delighted to have so many women that I am connected to personally and professionally who share the same value for healthcare, for fitness, for wellness, particularly for women, but particularly for women of color. Our guest today is a woman who I just adore. I love her. She is a friend. I consider her a spiritual daughter, and she's also one who is on my self care board of directors. Latasha Lewis of Tadda's Fitness Center is our guest on today. I want to read a little bit of her bio. Latasha E. Lewis is an RN. She holds a BSN. She is a native of Detroit, Michigan. She is a graduate of the historic Tuskegee University and has been an expert in health and wellness for well over a decade. Affectionately known as Tadda, clients will tell you the name is more of a description of the results she delivers. Tadda provides fitness from within. Not only does she provide results with weight loss, endurance, and muscle building, she believes in getting your mind, body, and soul fit. Tadda has always been committed to fitness, starting her journey at her tender age of 7, being a part of many sports and fitness activities. Her expertise as a level 1 trauma nurse, a nurse manager, a nurse educator, and a BCLS/CPR instructor, blended with her added qualifications as an ISSA certified fitness trainer, underscores her ongoing drive to create healthier lifestyles for all. Tada's strength Tada's strengths are more than just a passion for healthcare. She has the knowledge and experience to back her instructions. Tadda is recognized in various well known publications nationwide and has a growing presence as a motivational speaker and educator in the community. Her involvement in healthy holiday fitness tips has led her to become a fitness columnist for the Detroit Press. Never ceasing to impress, Tata has inspired audiences at numerous events throughout the country. She speaks to a wide variety of groups and organizations about fitness and overcoming adversity to reach your dreams and goals. The no mess hashtag attitude and creativity that you find from Tada and her team, all former clients turned certified trainers, encourages clients to increase their personal performance and strive to embrace a complete fitness transformation and overhaul that is not just a quick fix. Participants experience more than a few lost inches under her leadership. They embrace a lifestyle change and are astounded at their own capabilities. Ta-da is what the scales will say, the waistlines will say, the witnesses will say, and you will say when you see the results that are produced at Tada's Fitness Center. And I want to say that I am a member of the Tada Fitness family, having gone through her program for a number of years, winning Most Fit one of those years during one of those camps. And I consider, as you already heard, Tada to be a friend. She is a member she is one of the members of my self care board of directors. Will you help me welcome Latasha Tada Lewis to our conversation today? Welcome, Tasha.
Hi, I am so excited to be with you guys tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, Tasha, you know I cannot do anything around self care and fitness without inviting you to share. You know that, right?
Oh, absolutely.
You wrote one of the endorsements in my book, and you have been a guest presenter at the Harmonize Your Life Women's Self Care Retreat for 2 years running now, 2019 and 2020.
Well, let me go ahead and clap for that because that has been an amazing experience, and I so look forward, and I'm so proud of you because you're touching so many women lives.
Oh, wow. Well, Tasha, you embody the values of this podcast, and you are a valuable resource not only to women but to men as well, because there are so many men that are part of TFC, the TFC family and the team there. And so you're just when I think of fitness and when I think of training and wellness, you are one of the first persons that come to my mind. So talk to us about why and how you got into fitness training and coaching.
Uh, so fitness is truly a lifestyle for me now, and it wasn't always that way. I know when people see me now, they're like, "Oh, she's always been like that." True. Growing up as a child, I was very athletic. Always cheered, ran track, cross country from the age of 7 all the way through, to college. However, when I got into the workforce, I went to college, Tuskegee University, to become a registered nurse. And I did that and started climbing the ladder in that corporate world of nursing and health and healthcare. And I loved it to this day. If you would have told me 12 years ago that I would no longer be in a hospital working, I'd be like, what are you talking about? It's truly my passion, truly still part of who I am, my DNA. However, climbing that ladder, like a lot of people do,
Mm-hmm.
especially women, we get lost in ourselves and taking care of everyone around us. And that's where I got lost. I was so excited about climbing the ladder and just getting to the top of my field of my class that I stopped taking care of my health. I stopped
Wow.
yeah, I stopped exercising. And in 2008, going into the 2007, going into 2008, I became severely depressed. And I know when people see me now, they're like, you could have never been depressed. Absolutely. I was severely depressed. I got into the largest shape, weight of my life, and also health diminishing in my life. And I know some people think you have to be morbid obese to
Mm-hmm.
say
Mm-hmm.
that you are out of shape. For me, I've always been a very petite young lady, and I got into a size 8. And for me, size 4s and size small scrubs is what
Mm-hmm.
I used to wear for nursing.
Mm-hmm.
And it got to the point where uh, the nursing scrubs truly hide a lot of our bodies because they're so bulky and big, and you wear jackets. And then I end up having to start buying medium scrubs, and I was like, I have to stop and do something different. Um,
Mm.
and, I was getting up, stopping at fast foods a lot, working 12-hour shifts,
Mm-hmm.
all day drinking coffee, drinking pop just to stay up and stay alert. And I didn't realize what I was doing to myself because, when you're in your early 20s and 30s, you think life is invincible. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
you, and it started to happen to me where I was getting depressed and couldn't walk up a flight of stairs. And I said I had to do something to change my life. And I joined a boot camp. Didn't know anything about boot camps way back in the day. They weren't really existing like they are now. And I said, well, I just need something because one thing I know for sure is whatever your body was once able to do, you can
Mm-hmm.
retrain it to do it again. The biggest change that you have to do is your mind.
Wow.
And yeah, that's and you have muscle memory fibers
Mm.
that once you start to ignite them again, oh, it's full speed from there. And I
Wow.
just needed something to jumpstart me. And my biggest savior was my boss. She was morbid obese, and she came to me and was like, "Can you join this boot camp with me?" And for me, this is where we have to be more transparent and honest with ourselves. I
Mm-hmm.
was saying, "Oh, it's not for me. I'm only doing this for her. I'm going to
Oh,
support
wow.
her." And this was a problem for me because I at first I was just like showing up just for her, and then after I started
Mm.
working out and get into it, I
Mm-hmm.
started showing up for me.
Oh, wow.
And that's where the true journey began, and that's where the true journey changed for me.
Wow.
I gift people boot camps all the time, or some
Mm-hmm.
people come and pay for boot camps for
Mm-hmm.
people all the time. However, if you don't want to do it for yourself, the results are not going to be in it for you.
Exactly. Exactly. First of all, let me say this. You just dropped so many nuggets right there. I want to go back to something you said. There were a couple of things that you said that I would like for us to tease out. One thing you said was you were climbing the ladder and you were trying to get to the top of your game in your field, which was nursing. It's interesting because the nursing field is about health and wellness and helping others. So you were more focused on helping others than you were on helping yourself. That's one thing that I heard. But I
Hmm.
also heard that you said you were so focused on climbing that ladder, that uh, to get to the top of your game, that you stop taking care of yourself. And how many women, how many of us do that? Not just in, I mean, you okay, you were in the nursing field, but we do it in business, we do it in
Hmm.
ministry, we do it in whatever sector, whatever career path we're on. We get so focused, we get on a trajectory, going to school, getting degrees. When you going to school,
Oh
when I
yeah.
was going to school, that was the worst time of my life in terms of
Right.
taking care of myself. I didn't have, I would say, I don't have time to go to the gym because I got to
Right.
write this paper, or I don't have time to go to because I got these classes. And I got so out of shape during that time of my life while
Yes.
I was getting these five earned degrees, but
Hmm.
internally I was dying.
Exactly.
I was
So you
dying.
understand.
Yes,
That's
I
exactly what I
understand.
was doing to myself.
And so many of us do that as women. We start, we start looking at where we're trying to go, and we don't take care of ourselves in the process of getting there. And it wasn't for me, Tasha. The wake up call for me was, I'm on my way somewhere, and it was a wake up call to me when I got sick. And God said to me, literally, as I was praying, where I'm trying to take you, you're not even physically fit enough to handle where I'm trying to take
Amen.
you.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And that's the worst part about it because you do all this work to get to wherever you've been trying to get to, that corporate ladder or to the best that you could be in whatever field you're in, and then you're unhealthy to enjoy it.
Wow. 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 And you can't
Yeah.
even enjoy it.
You can't even enjoy it. It's
Oh, and
sad.
how crazy is that? I mean, we just, oh my goodness. Oh my God. That's amazing. And to look at you today, you wouldn't know that you even have been there. People probably look at you and think you can't relate because
Right.
they look at where you are today. And so what would you say to a woman getting started? Because a lot of times people do look at where you are today and they don't know your story. They don't know your journey, but a lot of women are there and they just don't even know where to start. Where
So one of the first things I definitely do is I listen to my clients first.
Mhm.
When I'm talking to them and counseling them, I don't just say, they call me and say, well, I want to lose this amount of weight. But then it's beyond that part. See, remember I was talking about the depression and things like that.
Mhm.
I always find out, what are your goals? And one of the questions I ask all my clients now is, when were you most happiest with yourself?
Wow.
When you can look in a mirror and smile and you're happy at everything that you
Mm,
see,
mm,
a
mm.
full length mirror, not just the face, but a
Mhm.
full length.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
if they have to sit there and ponder and they go back and this, shucks, 1989. I mean, this is a long time to have lived this many years unhappy about yourself. And so
Mm.
this, I try to find out what was it that was the issue. Is it body shaming? Is it not enough self love? What is the issue? Because I can help you lose some weight. I'm so proud. I just helped a young lady lose 102 pounds in a year.
Wow.
Right. Exactly.
102 pounds in a year. That's
102
a whole
pounds
person.
as a whole person. And she was contemplating surgery prior to her coming to me. Uh, but this is where, if you didn't have that deep conversation, she would have fell off a long time ago.
The deep
And she may,
conversation. Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
you got to start asking the hard questions, the questions that will make people look at you side eye. Because I'm going to start as that nurse. I'm worried. I'm asking you, bring in your lab work. I want to see what your lab results are, because there are many people come and say, "Oh, I don't need to do this, and I don't need to do that. I just need to just flatten my stomach." Or, and then I said, "Well, can I see your lab work if you don't mind sharing that with me?" And when I start seeing that they are high cholesterol or they're
Mm.
pre-diabetic,
Mhm.
it's more to the story than just flattening your stomach. And
Mhm.
so this is where I take my clients, and I kind of go along this journey with them because I don't want them to think that it's just about losing
Mhm.
the weight.
Mhm.
You have to
Mhm.
do something different,
Mhm.
change your life. And how did you get into this position in the first place?
Mhm.
Because if you don't, I have so many clients right now that they don't tell you out there that have had all kind of gastric bypass surgeries or the
Mhm.
gastric sleeve, or they've
Mhm.
done all tummy tucks and everything, and now they're 2 to 3 times the size they were before, and they're in a major depression because they
Wow.
thought the surgery would help. But if you didn't get to the core of what was happening or why you
Oh.
got in this predicament in the first place, you're going to repeat the cycle over and over. And this is where I am now. And I can say I've evolved over my almost 12 years in the fitness business,
Mhm.
because at the beginning it was just about losing the weight. But now, as I've grown in my self journey,
Mhm.
as well as seeing people, repeat customers come back and back and back, I
Uh-huh.
have taken a different approach now. to see what can I do to help maintain and get them the. If I haven't seen in a couple of years, you're a prime example, which I tell you all the time. You joined my journey at the very beginning when I first started, and I saw you. I think at one of the biggest weights that I've
Yeah.
ever seen you
I
at.
was wearing a size 16 when I came to Tadda's
Wow.
fitness camp.
Absolutely. I mean, it was just unbelievable was to see. And then when I started seeing you, get more focused on your fitness and become most fit and just all the different statuses that you achieved, even in our goal. What I love even more is when I go do events with you or we travel or I just see you on platforms and you're better than when you left.
Wow.
That
Wow.
is my biggest accomplishment to this day. It's not that I can just say in a year from now I want to be able to say the young lady who lost 102 is still continuing to lose or she looks better
Wow.
than even at this
Hmm.
moment today. Because
Yeah.
I don't want to see the weight come back on because when the weight comes back on that means the depression or the unhealthiness comes back on and I don't want to see that for anyone.
Well, and it sounds like, Tasha, when you said, you tell your clients, bring in your lab work. See, the lab work tells the real story that, because that's the internal stuff. It's
Exactly.
not, the outward stuff. Okay, the weight loss is, we can see that. Or, the size that we're wearing, our clothes and things like that, our makeup, our hair, all that's outer work. But the lab work is important because it tells what's really going on. That's why they send you to the lab to draw your blood to see what's really real because the life is in the blood. You know that. And so
Absolutely.
that tells the real story of what's going on with us. But it says that in order for us to be healthy and whole and fit, we cannot be just concerned about the outer. We have to be concerned about what's going on internally. And that's what I appreciate about you and Tada's Fitness Center and your approach to fitness and wellness is because you're not just concerned about how we look on the outside. You are concerned about what happens to how are we really doing internally when you say, where were you, when were you your most happiest? That's internal.
Yes.
And it causes people to have to sit and think and reflect because most people don't even think about those kind of things. We just walk around dissatisfied so long and we begin to accommodate being dissatisfied and we feel like we're just supposed to be that way. When no, we can get back to a place where we're happy and we're whole and feeling good about ourselves. You said something yesterday that I want you to elaborate on. I saw yesterday a meme that you put because I follow your daily
Thank you.
motivations. I follow your daily fitness motivations, and this weekend we came through. We just came through Valentine's Day and all of that. And I saw something that you posted during that whole Valentine's weekend. People were posting pictures of their boo and their boyfriends and girlfriends and husbands and wives were, sharing their fidelity for one another and all of that. So you put something up that just caught my eye and I wrote it down. You said your relationship with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship. Your relationship with yourself sets the
Mhm.
tone for every other relationship. When I read it, I almost jumped out of my skin. I was like, yes, yes, yes. Preach, Tasha, preach.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, talk a little bit about that. Why is our relationship with ourselves? Because, see, when I hear you ask people, when were you your most happiest? Or when were you last happy? Or go back to that place where you were most happy. That speaks to our relationship with ourselves.
It
Why
truly
is that
does.
important?
It's so important because especially whether it's women or men, but say a mother, um, this is a direct reflection of your family. And what I've
Mm,
seen a lot of people do when we talk about self-love, if you don't love yourself like I mean, we all can say, oh, I love myself,
mm-hmm.
but it's different when what you project. And what I mean by this is, I over the 12 years, I promise you, I've gotten so many people who come in, and one of the things they're starting to lose weight,
Mm-hmm.
and when they go back in their family is one of the most critical. And you
Mm-hmm.
get some family members who say, "What are you trying to do?" They
Wow.
start to put them down about them losing weight because the reflection of what they see is no longer what they look like in their family. And when
Wow.
you start to not look like the obese family or the unhealthy family that you would live or you were brought up in, so it starts. So say if that's the mother who I've gotten so many clients to say, my mother's like, when are you gonna stop doing this? When are you going? Why do you keep going to the gym? Why do you keep going to that? It's, they're doubting themselves, but really that's the reflection of the mother, what
Mm-hmm.
she sees that's
Mm-hmm.
now being reflected onto their child. and they don't realize that it's going to be a constant thing going over and over to the next generation until you break that curse, until you
Mhm.
break that generational curse that we all do. And I tell people all the time when we even talk about grocery shopping, what we put into the basket, and some people don't want to give up because it's like, well, this is what my family does. Well, what
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
families have to change that because we're killing our generations shorter and shorter.
Right.
My grandmother's 97. What she did growing up eating pork and things like that is not what our generation really can do. And what
Mhm.
I mean by that is when she grew up in Gable, South Carolina, and her backyard was her pig. That's what
Right.
they slaughtered. You know exactly what that pig was eating, how active
Exactly.
that pig
Cuz
was,
she fed him. Exactly.
because she
Mhm.
fed him.
Mhm.
And she wrung that chicken neck. As a kid, I was traumatized, but now I'm like, we knew exactly where our chicken was coming from. But today, when we're putting those same things into our bodies, it's a little different, and we have to be more cautious and more educated as we grow in this environment that we're in. And until we allow ourselves to change, sometimes seeing people not look the same as you anymore is
Mm.
a direct reflection that we hold onto ourselves, and we beat
Wow.
ourselves down. And this is one of the things that when we start putting social media in the mix,
Oh my
because we're
God.
constantly watching
Don't
all these
talk about
people.
social media. Oh my God. When I tell
Because
you, yes.
for me as a nurse, it is so heartbreaking to see people come in and they bring pictures of people who they can never look like that person, and then you don't know what it took for that person to even become that person. You don't know
Mhm.
what the struggles that person go through on a daily basis, the Botox or the, and there's nothing wrong with the
Mhm.
little minor
Mhm.
surgery that people do, but
Mhm.
they're constantly nipping and tucking it, and maybe they have a lot of money to do that, and you go and do it, and then you have all these complications. You're not seeing their true story about everything. So
Exactly.
always, so I try to educate people on everything about, you got to be able to look in the mirror and love what you see. And if you
Wow.
don't love what you see, it's going to trickle down to your children, to your
Mhm.
relationships.
Mhm.
I literally have several friends growing up, especially in college and all that kind of stuff. And they were, one young lady said, asked one of our mutual friends, "Do you like going out with Tasha?" She's like, "Because all the guys look at her." And she's like, my other girlfriend who has good self confidence, she said, "Oh, what's for me is for me, and who likes her is gonna like her, and who likes me." But the one young lady who said that was truly, although she admitted her envy, it really wasn't about me or Tasha. It was really about her
About
own
her.
love for
Mhm.
herself.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
that's why you got to start looking in the mirror every day and start loving on the things that you, if it's nothing you don't like, let's make a plan to change it.
Yeah.
Instead of beating yourself up, instead
Mhm.
of trying to get everybody or put
Mhm.
other people down, just go ahead. And all these filters that we start, if we could just do a whole day on social media where there's no filters, you'll be surprised at what people won't even post because they're not
Wow.
happy with what they see.
Wow.
That filter is just a false reading of who you really are. So let's
Wow.
take off the mask and start really getting down to the nitty gritty of who we truly are in this world. And that's what that comment is
Wow.
all about for me.
Wow. Listen, let me say this. You are just phenomenal, and the stuff that you're saying is life changing. And I mean, you said earlier, show up for you. And
Yeah.
I think that whole idea of loving yourself and having a relationship with yourself, this whole self-care conversation is about showing up for me. You know me, I'm up and I'm in the gym, and I'm doing the things that I feel like I need to do, or the things I enjoy doing, concerning my self-care. And everybody, and do you know, I tell people, you don't have to do what I do, just do something.
Hmm.
I may not do what someone else does, but I do the things that satisfy me, the things that I know make me feel good, the things that I know that are necessary for me, and I'm showing up for me. And I had to learn to do that because I used to try to drag everybody with me. I wanted my
Hmm.
friends to go. I wanted my husband to go. I wanted everybody to go because I was going. And finally, I was like, you know what? This isn't about them. This is about me.
Exactly.
I'm going for me. Now, if I motivate you along the way, if you're encouraged by what I'm doing, fine. I post because one of my hashtags is fitness motivation. And I hear people inbox me all the time. You don't know how you're motivating me. You don't know how you encourage
Exactly.
me. And I'm good. And I feel like that's part of what God has called me to do in this season. But I don't go to the gym to motivate people. I go to the gym for me.
That's right.
I post to motivate and to help people and encourage people, but I go to motivate me. and to get me up and to do what I need to do for me. And so that relationship with myself is, my relationship with God is first. And then
Amen.
my relationship with myself, even before my relationship with my husband,
That's
because
right.
I can't do anything. I can't love him if I don't love me. I can't
That's
love
right.
my children if I don't love me. So, Tasha, at the retreat, you this last year, your topic was sweat, smile, repeat.
Yes.
And we're not going to do the whole conference over. I'm telling the ladies, if you're listening, we're just going to give you a little bit of what you missed so that you can come to the next self-care retreat, because
That's
we don't
right.
have time to do the workshop all over. But a couple of things that you said that I just want to hit on, I want to ask you about, just to enumerate. I would like for you to just share a little bit about it, because when we think of sweating, words like hot and sticky come to our mind. And
Hmm.
us girls, one of the biggest things I hear when it comes to exercise and working out is, what about my hair? Oh my
Absolutely.
God, I can't sweat my hair. I can't sweat my hair out. People ask me all the time, Dr. Toni, how do you keep your hair from sweating? I
Hmm.
don't. It sweats. My
Exactly.
hair is wet sometimes when I'm leaving the gym. Trust
That's
me.
right.
I sweat in my head. I sweat all over. I'm sweating. But I wrap it. I have learned over the years what to do to make it work for
Hmm.
me. But
That's
you
right.
may have find something else. So talk to us about that whole sweating thing and why that's important. Why do we need to sweat?
Well, the first thing is God made us sweat. He made sweat glands for us to sweat. And when you learn truly about what sweating means and all that, one of the things is sweat shouldn't smell. And
Mm.
the problem with that, if your sweat is smelling, is because what you're putting into your body. So one of the first things, of course, now you need to wash and get a
Mhm.
bar of
Mhm.
soap and
Mhm.
take a shower. But besides that, if you're putting the wrong things into your body, the chemicals react, and that's why some of your sweat smells. Some people sweat smell. I work out 3 times a day, and I usually wear the same outfit all 3 sessions
Mhm.
at
Mhm.
my boot camps. And I've never smelled or had a client come and say, "Ooh, she stinks," or even had that kind of smell, because you're hydrating very well, you're
Mhm.
eating healthy. So sweating, that's the first part. So if you're worried about smelling when you sweat, if you're putting the right things in and being active, the sweat shouldn't smell. The
Wow.
second thing is the clothing that you put on can help draw sweat away from your body, called
Mhm.
dry wicking. So that's another thing. When you learn and you get into the fitness world, put on the proper gear can help you with that. But then the biggest thing is why most of us don't work out is because we don't want to sweat our hair out. And again, like you said, when you put different things and learn how to prepare beforehand and afterhand, it won't be as bad as what you think.
Right.
And one of the things I always say to people, which it kills them when they finally hear it, you can be cute in a casket.
Right. Right.
So,
And you said that at the retreat. I was like, that is good right there. You can
yeah,
be cute in a cast and stop worrying about your hair.
exactly, because
Mhm.
it's all about. I mean, there's all kind of wigs and weaves and everything you can do, braids, if that's what you want to do during that time. But we have
Mhm.
to get the sweat out. But also, the sweat also gets toxins out of our body from
Mhm.
what we breathe in, what we eat, what we drink. All those things need to still get those toxins out of our body. And
Mhm.
if you're not sweating, that is a problem. That's like a surgical issue. I mean, a medical issue if you're not sweating. So it's
Wow.
important to get that out. And the best thing about it is if you start sweating, I can't imagine. I've never had anyone go leave a workout and say, "I wish I never did that workout." Uh, Usually
Mm-mm.
people leave, it comes saying,
Oh my
"I don't
God.
feel like doing it." But when they leave with a smile on their face.
I'm trying to tell you, when I get done working out, I feel like I can lift a car. And
Exactly.
when I start out, I'm like, oh Lord, here I am again. I got to do this again. But at the end, it is so rewarding.
It's rewarding. It's those endorphins are released. You're a
Mm-hmm.
happier person.
Mm-hmm.
Your mental state is more clear. You've done something positive for your body. I mean, your body is a gift. And
Mm.
I tell people to unwrap it slowly. And when we unwrap it slowly, we start to reveal all the greatness that we have in store for ourselves.
Mm.
And but when you try to rush this journey, the gift is not as great as you would want it to be. So
Wow.
take your time to really appreciate when you're able to touch your toes when 2 weeks ago you couldn't touch your toes.
Oh God. That
It's
is
the
so
little
good.
things. Yeah, the small victories in life
Mm-hmm.
that we
Mm-hmm.
just overstep because we're so ready to get to this finish line. And the finish line is way down. I mean, for me, I still haven't reached my finish line because until you can, what your grandma said, keep on living. And as long as
Mm-hmm.
you keep on living, there's more
Mm-hmm.
growing to do. There's
Yeah.
more strength to be got. And I'm just excited when I'm every time I go to the gym and I see something different my body can do, because
Yes.
I can tell you as we go to each different decade in life. I'm about to hit 49 next month.
Mm-hmm.
So I know when I end this 40 decade, the 50s is going. I'm going to do either more to
Yeah.
sustain what I have going on.
Yeah.
So it's not going to get easier as you get older, but we have to get wiser. We have to get
Yes.
more focused. So
Yes.
I know that the things that I could probably do in my 20s, that my body is starting to say, hey, we got
Yeah.
to warm up a little bit more before we
Exactly.
can do that.
Exactly.
But
I'm
I'm
headed. I hear
appreciating
you.
that.
I'm headed towards 60, and I'm telling you,
Yo, see,
some of the things that I was doing 15, 20 years ago, I have to work to do, and and you have to learn to do different things. I started going to yoga, and when you
mm-hmm.
start talking about being able to touch your toes and stretch and see your body do things that you didn't even think your body could do, or things that you used to be able to do that you got out of shape and couldn't do, and then it's so rewarding when you can go back and see, yeah, like you said earlier, that our bodies. I think you said if we've done it before, we can go back and learn to do it again or
Absolutely.
something like that. Our muscle has
Yeah.
memory and things
Yeah.
like that, and so that is so key. So we talked about sweating at the retreat, and I'm telling you, I made up in my mind years ago, I am not going to let my hair be an excuse for not working out.
I thank you for that.
I'm not going to. If I used to have long hair down my back, and then I cut it for years, and I found that for me, and this is not for everybody, I
Right.
found for me wearing my hair short helps me with my working out, so I can wrap it, and I don't have to do as much between going to get it washed and styled, or going to see my stylist. But I've just decided I'm not going to let my hair be an excuse for or sweating be an excuse for not working out. Then you talked about smiling.
Yes.
You told us that 1 minute of anger decreases the immune system by 3 hours, and 1 minute of laughter actually boosts the immune system for 24 hours. That was amazing to me when you
Now,
told us that.
let me tell you, because as a nurse, it's very true. When you think about your immune system, when your immune system is low, you're more susceptible to receive or to get infections, to common colds, to flu, to viral, all kind of things. Not saying if you don't laugh, that it's not going to happen. But the whole point is if you can boost your immune system to help fight off anything coming your way, and if
Mm-hmm.
just laughing has been proven to boost your immune system, I
Mm-hmm.
will be laughing all day. I mean, and it
Yes.
takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile and to laugh. So
More
I would
muscles
just,
to frown than it does to smile. No wonder
yeah,
the Bible says laughter doeth good like a medicine.
absolutely. I mean, it makes no sense for you to sit around and just be angry all day. And I also tell you, when we're not smiling, we're not happy, and we're angry most of the time, you're
Mm-hmm.
releasing a hormone called cortisol. And one of the things that cortisol do is once it's released into our body
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't have any place else to go and see that this is just a false alarm, it goes and sit into our stomach, our omentum, and extends our abdominal
Wow.
girth. So why would you want to be sitting here angry all day at somebody, yelling all day, releasing all this cortisol when it's not
Wow.
going to do anything but make you bigger and unhealthier? So if you
Wow.
can laugh, I mean, if you're laughing, then you're not angry. So laugh. And my thing is, there's gonna be so many things in life that
Mm-hmm.
disappoints us,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the biggest part that people get angry about because they're disappointed. But
Wow.
know that life is full of disappointments. But some of the things that you'd be disappointed about a
Mm-hmm.
week later won't even make a difference. So
Wow.
instead of me waiting to that week later, I laugh at that moment. So some people look at me and be like, "Why are you laughing about this?" I'm like,
And to be around you, you are so gregarious. You are just, I mean, that's one of the things I would come in the gym. You get on in here, Pastor Tony, get over here, Tony,
Wait,
get on the floor, and you would be laughing. I'm like, Tasha, I ain't laughing. I'm not laughing right now. But before
right.
I would leave, I'd be laughing and we'd be
Yeah.
hugging and all that stuff. I'll never forget that day, Tasha. I don't know if you remember this, but I'll never forget that one day I was I was I was running. I was running. You know, you have us do that morning run. Lord
Right.
Jesus, Jesus. And I'll never forget that one morning I was running and it seemed like the whole camp had left me and I was so far
Mm-hmm.
behind and I got
Mm-hmm.
discouraged. And I
Yep.
was like, "Oh my God." I almost started to cry. And before I knew it, I don't even know where you came
Came
from.
from that's
All of
right.
a sudden you just appeared out of nowhere and you came running up beside me. Get it, Dr. Tony. Get it down this hill. You got this hill. Oh my God. And you were laughing and you were pushing me. And before I knew it, I
That's right.
was like
Up
flying
that
down that
hill.
hill. Oh my Lord. I'm telling you, but I appreciate that because you made us not didn't you not only made us work hard, but you made us smile while we were doing it. And I appreciate
I'm gonna
that.
remind you of another time which would truly impress me because it's hard to run that street that we run, but it was one day that you said you wanted to go nonstop up to the top of that hill.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, let's go do it. And you like looked at me like I was crazy. And I'm like, well, let's go. And I ran with you from the beginning to the very top, and you
Yes.
did it nonstop. And I love that we felt like we had our Rocky moment when we got to
Mhm.
the top because
Mhm.
we celebrated.
Mhm.
And that's what I want, real time celebrations in this year. I'm
Wow.
tired of us waiting
I
until
love it.
the fifth.
Real time
Yes,
celebrations. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
I want it now because we
Yes.
wait until I'm not going to post or I'm not going to show anybody until I reach my goal. The day that you finish something, you reach the goal. Go ahead and celebrate.
Yes. Yes.
And that's what
Celebrate.
I want, real time
Cause that's
goals to
the only
celebrate.
time you really have is now. You
Exactly.
you don't have tomorrow. It's not promised.
No.
It's not.
And
You
you may
only
not
have
even be
tomorrow. You only have right
appreciate
now.
it like you do.
Yeah, you only have this moment. Wow. And last thing you said was repeat. You said most people don't succeed because they fail to repeat and make
Absolutely.
fitness a lifestyle. Boy, I was just like,
Mm.
that needs to be like on a billboard. Most people don't succeed because they fail to repeat and make fitness a lifestyle. Talk to us about the importance of repeating and the importance of consistency as relates to our fitness.
I can't tell you enough. The only way to achieve results and to make things a habit, a
Mhm.
lifestyle,
Mhm.
is to keep repeating it over and over and over.
Mhm.
I don't care how many times when you're doing your speaking engagements that you have
Mhm.
to repeat your speech over and
Mhm.
over so that when
Mhm.
you get in front, they think it's flawless, but they don't know all the hard work that went into
Yes.
behind the scenes
Yes.
to change a sentence here, to add this there. And the same thing that happens in life, if you don't keep doing it over and over. I always told my clients this: your body knows more wrong of what you've done than good of what you've done.
Mm.
So if you spend 30 years of eating unhealthy and now you're trying to go into a diet or whatever you're trying to do to eat healthier, the day you start going, well, I deserve this cheat day. I deserve this. Okay, well, your body gonna remember that cheat day as if it was yesterday. So if you
Wow.
want to see want to see results and you want to get off medication, you want to prevent getting on medication, you got to change what you've been doing. And changing what you've been doing is being consistent and being healthy. So that's why I
Wow.
don't believe in dieting.
Wow.
But diets all have an
Mhm.
expiration date. There's not
Mm.
one diet that somebody stays on forever. So if you know that you're going to diet only for a month, or you're only dieting for the 10-day what such and such, I don't have a problem if you need that mentally to think that that's what you need to get on track. Fine.
Okay.
But if becomes your lifestyle where you go from one diet to the next diet to the next diet,
Mhm.
you never learn consistency or a lifestyle commitment. And if you
Wow.
want that, that's the only thing that ever works. And you know that in a marriage, in a friendship, in a job,
Mhm.
and whatever you
Mhm.
do, you have to have a commitment to
Yeah.
what you're going to. And
Yeah.
so if it's a short term commitment, it's only going to be short term results.
Exactly. Exactly. So we got to repeat. We got to
Repeat
sweat.
it.
We got to smile, and we have to repeat. Tasha, I'm telling you, this I enjoy. I could talk to you all day about this because you are just so motivating and captivating, and the things
Oh,
that the knowledge that you give is just amazing. You're not just. I tell people all the time, she's not just a fitness trainer. You
no.
really are a lifestyle coach
Oh,
and
thank
a
you.
fitness coach. And so I appreciate that. I know you got a lot of good things going on. You just released a fitness line, a clothing line. Can you say something
Oh my
about
God.
that?
Oh, absolutely. I'm so proud of it because for so long, so many people have, I wear a lot of people clothing and they always say, oh, you look so nice in it. You should get this, you should get that. And I said, I'm going to stop being where I should, and just
Mm-hmm.
do. And so I have a lot of other things that I'm going to be doing and all that. But
Okay.
this is I'm so proud of this one because after this line finished, I'll come out with my next new one. So I tell people, you either get this now because it's not coming back. I'm going on to the next and the new.
Okay.
But I want people to, my biggest thing, which I'm so proud of, is for all fitness levels. I mean, fitness sizes.
Okay.
And so my biggest my full size model is my child care provider. And when I
Okay.
was launching my line, I said, I would like for you to model. You want me? What do you mean?
Wow.
I
Wow.
didn't know that she was contemplating going to surgery.
Wow.
Didn't know that. She says, I really had made an appointment to go to surgery because I didn't, think I could do this. And I'm tired of going back and forth. Consistency is her issue. However, when I asked her to be my plus size model, she didn't think she could inspire anybody. After she came out
Wow.
there and showed out on our launch and she tried on all the hours for everybody, this all that my plus size sold out immediately. That was
Wow.
my first, and I bought more of the smaller sizes because I'm thinking that's going to be the most people that buy. But she inspires so many people to
Wow.
show it's okay to love your body and to show your skin. It's okay
Wow.
to wear this sports bra that say no mess and all the clothing fit. And so they were so proud that they can wear something cute. They can
Wow.
wear something that they feel comfortable in. And let me tell you, just like when we go out, if
Mm-hmm.
you feel good in your workout clothes,
Oh
you're
yeah.
gonna want to work out a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. You really
Yeah.
will. You will. And now, where can we get the fitness line? Do we have to get it online? Do we come to the center? Where do we get it?
So both. You can come to our gym in
Mm-hmm.
Decatur, 2615 Park Central Boulevard at Tadda's Fitness Center, or you can go online at todasfitness.com and go to our shop and you
Okay.
can order online and they're shipped out like in a matter of a day. So
Okay.
no worries.
Okay. And where do we follow you on social media, Tyler?
Oh, todasfitness.com or at Tadda's Fitness.
Okay.
You can always find it. And last thing is, my nickname has been Tadda from birth. However, when you get into Tadda's world and in our no mess journey, you truly understand what Tadda means because
Mm-hmm.
uh, God is amazing and He made this magical body. And when I finish with you, you truly are going to say, ta
I love it. Ta-da. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. This has been such a wonderful conversation. I know that all of those that are listening, males and females,
Yes.
are going to be inspired, are inspired by you, already inspired by you. And I know that when they're listening to this podcast, they're going to be inspired. And I'm hoping that our conversation, I know our conversation will prompt somebody to make a lifestyle change. That's what it's about. It's about making
Absolutely.
a lifelong commitment toward fitness and wellness and self care. Thank you, Tasha, for being my guest on the Harmonize Your Life Women's conversation on self care for women of color. I'm expecting to see greater. And I told you years ago, I see you doing great things. You're already doing it. And I expect God to do greater things in your life as you continue to do great things in the lives of the people that God sent to you. God bless
Well,
you.
I accept and receive that. And congratulations on this podcast. I'm always super proud of you. Continue striving yourself.
Thank
And I
you.
will always be your number one fan. No
Thank you
mess.
so much. No mess. No
No
mess.
mess.
You heard that. She said it. No mess. All
No
right.
mess.
All right. Thank you all for joining us today. Follow Tasha at Tadda's Fitness Center. Look her up on social media. Find her. Go on her website. Shop. Get you some good workout clothes. She has vitamins. She has protein powders. I've done her 7-day cleanse. She does B12 shots. She does it all. She is a full service fitness center. So please go there. She's our sister. She is doing her
Yeah.
thing. We are so proud of her. She's a business owner. She's a woman in our community who cares about the community. And we love her and we appreciate her. Thank you again, Tasha. We'll see
You're
you
welcome.
soon.